Hey Kedra, how are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm well. This call is just really just to go over your experience with the Get Your Life program. Tell everyone about you. What do you do? Where are you from?
I tend to go by Kedra, and I am in Columbia, South Carolina, and I actually work on clinical staff at a hospital in the area.
Yes, I know that's been a lot this past
Yeah.
year, a lot. But one of the questions I wanted to ask you was, what was your biggest struggle when you first started this journey?
So for me, my biggest struggle was just like consistency and basically finding balance. With working night shifts at the hospital
Yeah.
and all that, I just didn't have any consistency or balance. So I would start something and wouldn't continue it, or working night shift, I would just binge eat due to stress and all that. And so I would say that that was like the biggest struggle for me is just being consistent and like having balance in my day-to-day routine.
Yeah, that's a lot for a lot of people going in through any season. It's gonna just constantly trying to find a new balance, a new version of time, especially when you're changing. Especially what we've been going through this past year or 2 years,
Mhm.
on 2 years now.
Yeah.
Um, what have you been able to overcome throughout this past 12 weeks? So like I know consistency and balance was one. I know that food was a big part of it as well when we chatted. So like let's talk about some things that you feel like you've gotten better at.
So something that I've definitely gotten better at is just being mindful of eating. And one thing I learned, I have never been a fan of diets. And in the past, like everyone looked at me crazy when I'd be like, I don't believe in diets. I just don't. And at that time, I hadn't found any trainers or anyone that was like speaking that message, like dieting, like you don't have to diet to like lose body fat and stuff like that. And so when I found you, that was great because I was like, oh, she don't believe in dieting. I don't either.
Right, 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 right,
and
right.
so working like with that mindset, it was just really great to just have someone that holds me like accountable. And I really got better at just being mindful of my food versus trying to restrict things out of my diet. And so now I'm just more mindful. Like if I have a meal, I automatically now cook vegetables with it. It's just when I go out to eat, I'm mindful. I never got vegetables in a restaurant eating out, but now I'll go and make it more balanced instead of just sitting there eating burgers and fries and things like that.
Yeah,
So I think that was great. Like, just being mindful of just like snacking and like what I'm snacking on. Like, yes, I like chips and stuff, but maybe focus on skinny pop or something. I just think that I've learned how to balance my food choices and still enjoy things that I love, but also just being more mindful and making healthier choices for myself.
yes, come on, Skinny Pop. I love it. I love it. I'm a big binger on cassava chips right now. So I get that, like just not an elimination, but substitution for just more nutrient dense options. I mean, diet just
Yeah.
don't, in my opinion, it just don't work long term. Like, and then honestly,
Yeah.
once if you're not hitting their macros or hitting your calories the way you expect to do, you feel defeated. So it's really let's just eat
Mhm.
our gut. Let's eat for energy. Let's make sure that we're mindful when we're eating. So yes, and you can still get results that way. Obviously, it takes more of a longer time, but that's what we're doing this for. Is more of the lifestyle. It's more of a lifestyle. So if you do this for years, obviously your body and while you're working out, your body's going to completely change. What
Mhm.
advice would you give to someone who wants an online coach, but just may still be on the fence if they just don't know if it's for them or they're going to get results from it?
My advice is just do it.
Very
If you are on the fence,
good.
I just you just need to realize that you're doing it what purpose you have. Like we talked a lot about why we are doing this program and what we're doing it for. And my reasons was, me. Like I wanted to be a healthier version of myself, so that I could be able to do all the things that I want to do, travel, do all the exciting adventurous things. So if you have a why, it makes doing online coaching so much easier because you will be focused on your goals and you'll have someone that holds you accountable for that goals. And hey, you may even get your family involved too. Like I cook so much more now. My family is like eating my meals. They've never tried
Yes.
vegan cheese before, but I put vegan cheese on everything. Like,
Yes.
and they love it, and they can't even tell the difference now. Like my mom's sister, even my 9-year-old niece is eating vegan things, and like I won't even tell her it's vegan. She'll just eat it and tell me it's good. And at the end of the meal, I'm like, good, because that was a vegan meal. Be great.
Be great.
So
Right. It's all about just open minded. I love it. I love it. I love it. Well, thank you, Keisha, so much. Literally got some stuck in my throat. Sorry. Thank you, Keisha, so much for doing this call with me. I really feel like when people have other people's experience, they get to hear other people's experiences, and it resonates with them a little bit more. So yes, I appreciate you. Thank you so much.